Our day starts very early. We never know exactly when we'll have a full house, so we have to be ready at all hours. We have regularly scheduled deployments that come through, but things rarely run on schedule, so we have a lot of surprises. We have birthdays, we have family reunions. We even had a wedding here once. But whatever they need, we'll do our very best to see they get it. If they need travel arrangements or use of a computer, if they need to change diapers or dry someone's tears, we can help. It's the very least we can do, considering what they do for us. If you want to make a difference in the life of someone serving our country, if you really want to make a difference, the USO is how it's done.
Welcome back to Hiring America. We're here with John Falkenbury, a retired Army officer and the president and COO for the USO of North Carolina. The organization works hard to help the surrounding military communities have the quality of life they so richly deserve when they come home. Welcome to Hiring America.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I enjoy being here.
So the USO is really working on transition now. It's not necessarily the USO we all know of.
You know, we are a 70-year-old organization. We are probably the best-known organization within the military that serves and supports to lift the spirits of our men and women in uniform. We've been doing that well for 70-plus years. You have to change in time. It's not about Bob Hope anymore. You know, it is about hope, but it's about a hope for the future of our military force. Part of that is how do we meet the needs of the military and their families as they go into the future? Part of that has to be transition assistance, because you're going to see a downsizing of our military. You're going to have people that naturally leave. We've been in sustained combat for over 11 years. There are a lot of challenges that our men and women are going to face as they leave the military, or if their spouses need help as a trailing spouse.
And helping military families deal with personal issues is such a critical part of what you do.
Well, it is. You know, most people don't realize how big our organization is, and it relies on the generosity of the American people. It is a nonprofit organization. It is in 160 locations around the globe, about 65 locations in the United States, most of those at major airports, like here in North Carolina at Charlotte Douglas Airport, Raleigh-Durham, even Fayetteville, where Fort Bragg is airport, and on major military installations, whether it's at Fort Bragg or Camp Lejeune or Fort Hood, Texas. The USO is there to serve those men and women day in, day out. And so the transition assistance is one that we have to be involved in, and we're doing that with many different programs.
What do you think is crucial for people to know about why veterans make good employees?
Well, I will tell you that I got back into USO North Carolina because I felt I was out of the fight. But sometimes I got disgruntled with the corporate world. In the military, 99% of my experience is as senior NCO, an officer, the enlisted, if they tell me something, they're going to do it. It's that key professionalism that they bring to the table, a can-do attitude, a loyalty that you won't find in corporate world, particularly in the younger generation. You know, our men and women go to war. A lot of it is for patriotism, some of it is for the educational benefits, but when you ask them why they re-up, they're re-upping because of the man or woman to the left or right of them. It's that comradeship. You're taking that environment and that person's life skills after several years of serving in the military and putting them into the civilian world. They bring something that company needs to embellish. It's a loyalty, it's a professionalism, it's I'm going to do it till the job is done right. The one thing about our military is they want to do it to perfection, and that's what you're going to get in a lot of our men and women.
What are some of the biggest requests that you get from people that...
Other than entertainers?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I want Trace Atkins. I said, well, everybody wants Trace Atkins. They're always appreciative of what we do. Whether it's standing out on the tarmac with a volunteer with a care package as they're getting on the airplane and giving the last hug to that troop as they're getting in the airplane, or the family member of a fallen. I tell the story, and it's a sad but it's a very humbling story. We do honor support for our fallen warriors and their families if they're transitioning through our airports. And about a month ago, there was a woman in Charlotte who came in our center. Our Charlotte volunteer greeted them, and she looked a little distraught, and the volunteer said, "Can I help you?" And she said, "No, this was the last place that I saw my son before he deployed, and he's coming home today. He was killed in Japan. And this was the last place she saw him alive." How do you measure that as the USO as an organization? You don't. But our troops understand we're there to help them. That lifted the spirits of that woman, and that volunteer gave her a big hug, took her around the center, had her sit there, and then when the plane came with the remains of her son, our volunteers were there to make sure that it was a dignified return. And we do that day in, day out. So they're very appreciative of that. When we do these new programs, it's not going to be successful overnight. It's going to be known overnight that, hey, this is a new program that the USO is offering. I need to get involved. And then through word of mouth, we start getting the increased numbers, and that's what it's about. The more numbers that you get increasing into your programs, you know that you're successful. You know you don't have a successful program if after 2 years there's nobody there. We're fortunate is that the USO and USO North Carolina have worked very closely together to ensure that we deliver a good platform that meets the needs of our military and their families. And I think we're doing that.
You have a tremendous responsibility, very inspiring. Thank you so much for joining us, John Falkenbury.
Thank you.